With multiple wildfires in Horry County in just the past week, it might be hard to keep track of everything we've been through.
ABC 15's Connor Ingalls has a timeline of the wildfire crews that they've battled in Horry County since Thursday.
And this timeline is just since last Thursday that we're going to be breaking down for you here. And the first fire we had reported was in Loris. Crews responded to a 20-acre wildfire in the area of Lyndhurst Road and Highway 746 that came in at 12:22. And then the Dirty Branch Road fire was another big one we had on Thursday. Horry County Fire Rescue was dispatched to the area of Dirty Branch Road and Blaine Lane in Conway for a reported outside fire estimated at 3 acres in size. That happened at 12:29. And then at 7:50, the fire was approximately 60% contained and was approximately 100 acres at that point. Now going to the Enoch Road fire. This is the third one we had reported. This was also Thursday night. This was at 8:58 p.m. A wildfire was reported active on Enoch Road around 9 miles north of Conway. And then going back to the Dirty Branch Road fire, this was now Friday morning at 8 o'clock. The fire was contained and we found out it had grown to 200 acres in size total. So that was the end of that fire. And at that point, a red flag fire alert was issued by the South Carolina Forestry Commission, basically just discouraging burning statewide from anybody, but not making it illegal yet. And the red flag warning was also issued. This was Saturday morning, very early Saturday morning, 4:48 a.m. by the National Weather Service out of Wilmington. And that was in effect from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday. And then we had our next fire reported. This was the Highway 90 Blackthorn Drive fire. The first report of it came in at 2:48. North Myrtle Beach Fire reporting that there was an active wildfire in the Lewis Ocean Bay Preserve in the area of Water Tower Road and Carolina Bays Parkway. And this was a confusing fire to follow, and you might have gotten confused yourself because they talked about it being in the Lewis Ocean Bay Preserve area on Water Tower Road, Carolina Bays, Highway 90. It's officially the Blackthorn Drive fire, and that's impacted International Drive as well. And then the big one that we've been following since Saturday, the Carolina Forest and Covington Drive fire. It was first reported at 4:23 by officials that there was a fire there. Now, we actually went on to learn that the call came in around 2:30, but again, Horry County Fire Rescue reporting it at 4:23. And that led to a statewide burn ban being issued Saturday night at 8:45 from Governor McMaster due to the dangerous wildfire conditions. And now back to the Carolina Forest and Covington Drive fire. This was overnight Saturday into Sunday. We learned that there were more evacuation orders issued at that point, and right around midnight, we learned it had grown to 1,200 acres in size. And the following day, just afternoon, Governor McMaster issued a state of emergency across South Carolina in response to these wildfires. And then in Highway 90 and the Blackthorn Drive fire at 2:58 on Sunday, we learned that the fire was 80% contained, so some good news, and had grown to approximately 800 acres. And now back to Carolina Forest at 5:27 on Sunday. We learned the fire was finally somewhat contained, 30%, and at that point it had grown to 1,600 acres. And then Sunday at 8 o'clock at night, the good news for the Blackthorn Drive, the International Drive, the Highway 90 fire, whatever you want to call it, again, technically the Blackthorn Drive fire, we learned that it was 100% contained at that point. And finally, yesterday, Monday at 4:47, we learned that there was a fire just behind North Myrtle Beach High School that crews responded to. This ended up only being about 4 acres in size, but there was structure damage reported. One structure was damaged in this, and one person was hospitalized from that fire. And then finally, again, the latest report we've got on the Carolina Forest fire came in at 7:39 yesterday, when we learned that the fire had grown to 2,000 acres, was 30% contained still at this point, but by this point, on Sunday actually, everybody had been able to return. So that's a lot of information to take in. We've been following it for you from the jump, but we wanted to try to break it down in a way that you maybe would be able to follow along and consume easily.